Hi everyone. I will be talking about building a programming language using the Python library SLY, and I will be using the Ensemble language, which is a musical programming language that I created using SLY for examples during this presentation. So just to get started, interpreter design, we start with source code, and then we pump that source code through a lexer, which tokenizes the source code. The parser then uses the tokenized tokens created by the lexer to create an abstract syntax tree. The interpreter then executes the abstract syntax tree. Now, each interpreter does things a little differently. The interpreter that I created for Ensemble converts the abstract syntax tree into Python code and then executes it. So this is the program in Ensemble that I will be using as an example for this presentation. It's Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it's meant to have the appearance of sheet music, and it uses scientific pitch notation and has measures and bars, etc. So to start with, just to go over the lexer again, the lexer takes source code and then creates tokens. And these tokens can be anything like variables, ints, floats, strings, functions, and literally anything you can specify. So for Ensemble, as you can see that it is really true that you can specify anything. We have title, tempo, time signature. These are not typical tokens, but we are able to specify them, and then we need to define them and let the lexer know what to look for in the source code by using these regular expressions. Now, this is what that Ensemble file looks like after it's been run through the lexer. So it's created tokens out of literally everything in the file. We then take those tokens and use the parser to organize them into an abstract syntax tree. And the abstract syntax, the parser requires rules to specify how you're going to organize those tokens. And just as a quick note, these are some of the rules from the Ensemble parser. Just as a quick note, which I will explain further in a second, this top rule, note that it's it reduces title, tempo, time signature, opt, transpose, and line into song. And I'll explain that more in detail in just a minute. Now, SLY uses LR parsing, which is also known as shift reduce parsing, which means that each token is shifted one at a time to a stack. And then when enough tokens are shifted over that a matching grammar rule is found, they are then reduced to the grammar symbol that's specified by that rule. So for instance, this title : string is reduced to title as we specified in our grammar rule. Now, at the end of our program, everything should be reduced into one item, and that one item needs to be specified by the top rule in the parser. So if you remember, that top rule specified that all of these title, tempo, time signature, opt, transpose, and line would be reduced into song, and here we can see that it is. Now this is what the parser creates. It's an abstract syntax tree, and you can organize your abstract syntax tree however you'd like. For me, this key value pair, it looks a bit like JSON, was what worked best for Ensemble. The interpreter then takes that abstract syntax tree and uses the music21 library to convert it into music objects and then executes it at the end. If you are interested in learning any more about using SLY or interpreters, compilers, music21, or the Ensemble programming language I created, please check out these resources. Just to end, I would like to share what Ensemble can do. So this is my terminal. Thank you so much for watching.